Welcome to the Mike and JD Show YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. I want you to do me a big favor before you check out this clip. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to throw in a comment and make sure you're a subscriber to this channel. And then I want you to share this video with your friends. Help us defeat the algorithm. And then if you like this content and you appreciate this content, please head over to patreon.com/the Mike and JD Show and support the show. That is how we actually get funded to be able to do this. So we thank you very much for being here. And now enjoy the clip.
Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you watch your A game. A made no rain from the track when we unite and spit. This isn't A game, better bring your A game. Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you watch your A game. A made no rain from the
Jungle Boy has been sentenced to the House of Torture in New Japan. I think that this whole Jungle Boy thing is endlessly fascinating. He fucking ruined the Punk deal for Tony Khan, aggravated Tony Khan's biggest star, and Tony Khan not only suspended his ass, but sent him to New Japan to be an underling for fucking evil in the House of Torture. That is probably like, he'd been better off getting fired, honestly.
He's working. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna have a different outlook on this than.
Come on, JD.
I got something for you.
Okay.
We have talked about in this show specifically. We've talked about it for years. How AEW should leverage this New Japan deal to send guys over who are missing something, so they can work in Japan and find that thing. I am of the mind that this is Jungle Boy Jack Perry's kind of a, okay, this is your learning excursion. If you can't figure it out here, you're never going to figure it out. And I'm knocking on the door that he's never going to figure it out. I think him and Sammy Guevara are in the same place, is that a lot was expected from them early on in AEW, and they've been surpassed by a lot of other people. And it just kind of is. Like, I know people especially some of the guys from the West Coast love Jungle Boy. I always thought, he's a really good athlete. You know, he can move well. But I mean, like, he's personality-wise, he's never shined through for me in just about anything. I thought the heel turn could have been interesting, but it never really had a chance because he just had to push, you know?
Yeah. Well, even I was of the opinion that, like, okay, he either needs to go away for a while, or he needs to turn heel. And when he turned heel, I thought it was fairly pathetic, honestly. You know what I mean? Like some people, like some people, when they turn heel, like, you can tell, like, okay, they're made for this. When Jack Perry turned heel, like, this guy is very clearly acting. Right? This is just not him.
And I was willing to give him more of a chance than that, because I thought maybe he had to grow into the role a little bit, because sometimes that does happen. Sometimes guys have to grow. It just didn't happen.
Yeah. Didn't happen. Sammy Guevara. Can everybody finally agree with me that Jack Perry and Sammy Guevara, those two specifically, were never part of the Four Pillars? Like, that was just something that people just said. Like,
MJF specifically.
Yeah, I called them from day one the fraud pillars, because I was like, pillars are the guys that, like, building the company. You guys were not it. Like, you guys were very good little wrestlers, right? But you guys were never, like, ever going to be top guys in the promotion. And I had it right. Like, Sammy Guevara got himself suspended because he fucking hurt Jeff Hardy. He also hurt Matt Hardy too at one point. So he's got something. I just wouldn't put him in against old dudes, to be honest with you, that like have too much balls. Like,
how many times has Sammy been sent home or suspended? Andrade tried to get fired. He's like, well, I'll just kill Sammy and no one will be angry about that. Like, Sammy's always at the source of controversy. Remember when we talked about him going to TNA? That was what they were going to do. They were going to send Sammy to TNA to help work his angle or Impact at the time. Yeah. And then it was like, we couldn't do it because Sammy's a fucking asshole. Like,
he was going to go there. He's like, okay, I'm going to go there, but you guys have to give me the X Division title and I'm not going to lose it. And they were like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, Sammy coming in like he's Harley Race.
Harley Guevara. That's kind of what he is, man. Like, he's been in this spot before. Like, there's always controversy with this guy, and it's never good. And he's never taken that next step with it. He's like AEW's version of the Big Show, right?
Yeah.
He just flip flops back and forth depending on what's going on, and like sometimes the crowd's into him, sometimes they're not. His wife's pretty hot. I mean, like, I don't get it. Like, he's gotten a million chances that he never deserved, right? And he rubs just about everybody the wrong way back there.
Yeah,
Like,
except
I don't know.
Jericho apparently, because Jericho
likes him.
loves the guy.
Yeah.
Jericho loves the guy. Yeah, so he got suspended for not for concussing Jeff Hardy, but because the match continued and he ended up hitting his finisher on a concussed Jeff Hardy. I think that Sammy Guevara is going to go down for that one. The referee should probably be reprimanded.
I
The
agree with that.
ringside physician and whoever was working Gorilla, which might have been Tony Khan, all need to take a hard look at how they're doing their operations, because that match should have just been stopped. Like it's 2024, it's fake. You can just stop the match and then just write a story to get your way out of it. You don't have to have the match continue.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. What else do I got here? Oh, I think we're getting close to the end. Okay, so let's go to the chat. We have not gone to the chat all night, man, and the chat finally these guys are coming alive. King of the North says, I'm late, but I'm here to make sure JD hasn't lost his mind. Brother,
you missed it. I went nuclear on a guy in the comments.
Yeah, and now I'm pretty sure he is no longer a subscriber to our channel. Hopefully he was just a Voices of Wrestling subscriber, not one of ours.
He wasn't on the Patreon. I wouldn't have done that to a Patreon subscriber, but
no, he's one of my Brace for Impact guys, but JD went apeshit on him.
I did.
Also making sure Mike is excited for Big Con versus PCO. I'm going to talk about that in my Sacrifice preview coming up. I think that's the main event. No, I'm just kidding. TGV says Corgan can take Kevin Kelly. They can talk a little. Actually, I honestly, I don't hate that.
Yeah, that actually makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I actually really don't hate that. I really don't hate that. John Tay, God Illa Brown is off to bed popping in to say welcome back, JD.
Thanks,
absolutely. Everybody loves JD. IO Productions.
Not everybody.
Ricky Starks was right about this 4-pillar BS. Ricky Starks. Josiah says sending guys on excursion to New Japan is smart. AEW really needs to do this more. I agree. Okay, Private Party, fucking Dante Martin, right? Dante and Martin. His brother, what's his brother's name?
Darius Martin.
Like send those guys. Send those guys. Like send them to like the junior tag league. You know what I mean? Like send them for like 6 months to a year. Like what you're not hurting anything. Just send them over and get them ready. Right. Brian Keith. And you know, now that you're working with CMLL, like assign someone to work Friday nights CMLL every single week, right? Just like, just team up with them. Like, hey, can you take this dude?
There'll be fist fights in the locker room to go do that. Hey, who wants to go work CMLL Friday nights in Arena Mexico? Dudes will be killing each other to get that. And they should. What a great opportunity.
And because that's where you like CMLL, people can say what they want about like psychology and lucha libre, and you guys are all full of shit. But one thing that CMLL does that I think probably is better than everybody is work the crowd, right? Because that's why when Roosh comes to America, everybody's like surprised that he's so good at getting heat. And I was like, well, it's because he did that for every week in Arena Mexico. Like the guy is a fucking like a genius heel. You know what I mean? He's great. Yes, a Private Party, Top Flight work in the Junior Tag League would be fantastic. And then the King of the North says Top Flight and Action and Ready to Arena. See, there you go.
That's a great idea.
We got all these guys. They're not doing anything. Send them to Japan. Send them to Mexico. Team up with Rev Pro in the UK and have them tour around the UK for a little while, and then just bring them back. Treat it like a territory system. Back in the day, when you would get your work, you're bringing a guy up for the territories. You would like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go send you to work for Vern. Like, Bill Watts, like, you're going to go, or you're going to go up to Crockett and Charlotte, right? And then you're going to come back and learn a new hold. You know what I mean? Like, they need to do stuff like that. So I understand what they're doing with Jack Perry, but House of Torture, like, I don't know if that's going to be like so helpful. Like,
they get heat.
They do, but is it the kind of heat that makes people actually want to watch their shows?
Well, you see Mike in Japan. In Japan, House of Torture is a well-respected act. Unlike Westerners aren't a big fan. I read that and I was like, good God.
Oh my gosh.
I was off Twitter for like a month and I came back this week and I'm like, oh, everyone's still stupid. I see.
Yeah. All right. A lot of you